We know what happened to Renee Nicole Good. We know more about it now, her actual medical condition, thanks to more recent reporting. Paramedics apparently found her unresponsive in her car at 9:42 with blood on her face and torso. She was not breathing and her pulse was inconsistent and irregular, according to a report obtained through a state Data Practices Act request. She had 2 apparent gunshot wounds to the right side of her chest, 1 to the left forearm and 1 to the left side of her head. Her pupils were dilated. She had a barely perceptible pulse and blood was coming out of her left ear. While 4 gunshot wounds were noted, that doesn't necessarily mean that 4 bullets were fired, and there isn't prior evidence indicating that that's the case. It had been reported since the killing that Ross fired 3 shots. 1 low through the front windshield on the driver's side of the car, 2 through Good's open window, including the shot to the head. A single bullet can cause multiple gunshot wounds. This is the sort of thing that if the DOJ were taking this remotely seriously, we would already know exactly how many bullets were fired. That should not be up for debate, but they're not giving us information because they're trying to cover this up. Let's be clear about that. And again, shot her multiple times and then, of course, famously yelled that she was an effing bitch. That's what he said as she was dying. And this is the state that the paramedics found her in. Would she have potentially been able to be saved if ICE had not done what ICE and cops so often do, what perhaps they learned in a foreign battleground, which is don't let anyone go near the wounded. Give them a little bit of chance to potentially bleed out. Don't get involved. Maybe they just die. Simplifies the situation. I can't get into their heads. I'm not a psychic. But I know that they stopped doctors on the scene from administering help to her. So we're gonna go into, before we do final commentary, a civil probe has been launched to try to get some justice for the family, since of course the administration is going to be a block to justice in this, as it is in so many other cases like the Epstein files. And so the attorney for the Good family went on to CNN to discuss that probe.
I would love to have all the confidence in our government doing what they're supposed to do. And that's what litigants do in litigation, is preserve evidence. They don't destroy, they don't spoil anything. They store it appropriately. But because we know that we're getting stonewalled, our level of confidence decreases, and that's why we have to take the steps that we're taking. We have to conduct our own civil investigation on a so-called parallel track without any cooperation, or else we're not going to be able to get to the truth. But we don't know that we're going to get to the truth only with the federal government investigating this.
And of course, the federal government is not going to investigate it federally. I mean, what can we hope for? That the Dems take Congress and they do some sort of inquiry? Bounty's still going to be in charge of the DOJ. Maybe we wait until 2028. Statute of limitations for Ross would still, theoretically it would be okay. Could be investigated then, but that is certainly at the very least justice massively delayed. Jordan, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the point that you made before that video is an important one. Those moments after she was shot were absolutely crucial. There were doctors on the scene. We saw in eyewitness videos, people standing on the sidewalk, just steps away, someone offering, I'm a doctor, I can help. Maybe they could have stopped the bleeding. She had an irregular, stopped the bleeding. She had an irregular heartbeat, but there was some pulse. Maybe she could still be with us, but like you say, easier for them if she's dead.
Yeah.
And she was there for several minutes before paramedics arrived, and also in that time he left. So it's amazing to me that this was seen, and we are being told and being forced to accept that everything that happened here is by the books. If that's the book, throw it out. That's not a society I want to live in. That doesn't sound just or fair or equitable, but that's the America Donald Trump and his lackeys want us to live in.
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.